Hello, gentlemen. Good morning. Reviving Real News with you. Welcome back. Hope everybody's doing good, feeling good. I'm feeling a little better, personally and mentally. I started to feel a little bit better yesterday. I still am kind of puzzled about what actually did go on. I don't know if it was all the stress and everything. I really don't know. I am just grateful that whatever was in my head and everything else seems to have sorted itself out, and I'm okay. I don't like that. I don't like the weird feeling, and I don't like the fog or the, I guess, lack of better words or term, the blankness in my head or my thoughts. But I'm over that, so that's good. Honestly, I feel much better in almost every aspect. I feel a little sore in my body, but I mean, it's nothing that ain't nothing out the ordinary as far as, soreness or pain or whatever. But enough of that. I hope everybody is doing good. This is the time of the year to be on your P's and Q's and try to maintain your body. I know the city I live in and the state I live in, they are starting to spaz out. I noticed that this morning, which was ironic, just because for several days, I have no idea I thought I was getting into some serious, like, headspace stuff where I thought I was getting in my own thoughts and my own sadness and my own life, I thought everything for the last 24 years was hitting me in the gut, and then I was staring down the barrel of the shotgun, which I probably am, but I'm used to that. So that's why for the last, I guess, week, I really didn't want to make videos, because I'm like, why am I feeling like this? Like, what's going on? Because I've been in worse situations, and I've been depressed and been upset, but I never got like this. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. And I'm just being transparent. Very weird. Very, very weird, to the point where if this didn't correct course, at least with my thoughts, as far as my headspace, I probably was going to have to go to urgent care or something, because this is not like me. Especially because I don't socialize with people, really. I don't have friends, let alone close friends. And I definitely don't have anybody in my life from my past, anybody that cares or that I would invite in my home. So I was really scratching my head at what the heck had gotten into my head or my body. And I know it wasn't the pneumonia nonsense that this whole crazy planet got warped into, for the simple fact of I know what the flu does. That's why I was really questioning if the whole situation that I'm going through shocked my system, something that I haven't remembered in a long time. But I don't know. I do not know. But regardless, this is the season. Take care of yourself. Pay attention. Be cautious and careful who you're around and who you participate in, whatever quote-unquote activities you partake in. Just be careful, because I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to give any advice on anything, just my personal experiences. And I know nobody knows this, it's nobody's business, but I do have blood relatives that have been in medical healthcare my whole life, from my grandmother to my direct sister. Yes, I have been advised on certain things that are, you guys know, it's garbage. It's all money stuff, and it is to hurt you. So just be careful. That's all I'm going to say, is just be careful. And if you feel that you have to do something or go somewhere, just be careful, man. Be careful who you trust, and be careful what information you volunteer to give up. which leads me into something I didn't really want to talk about, but I'm going to say this just because we are men and we know nobody gives a crap and we know what we're looked at. And I know so many guys think things and feel things, but don't say anything. And if they do, what comes out is rage, anger, and this word salad of projecting the guilt or emotions on the other person or other party. Look, guys, if it is whatever in your head and you are feeling bad or feeling dark, try to get out of it. But I'm going to tell you this for your own safety and your own sanity. And I will tell you this much. This is advice, and you guys can do whatever you want with it. You can Google this, Yahoo it, you can DuckDuckGo it. I don't care where you go to find the truth about what Reviving's telling you, but this is facts. Do not be calling no mental health numbers. Do not be calling that new 911 or 998 or whatever that 3-digit mental health hotline is. Don't call it, guys. I'm giving you real world advice, Reviving some real news. Don't call that number. They automatically turn on the GPS on your phone. They know exactly where you are within a half-block radius. And they actually call the sheriff's department and the police department. They detain you against your will in the hospital. They run tests on you. They admit you without consent, the whole 9 yards. You guys could do your own research on this. Our own medical professionals have been adamant against do not do this. It'll be more detrimental to your health and cause more problems to you. I'm not a doctor. I'm not an expert. But I am a man, and I know what men go through in all aspects of our health. So I do read up and pay attention to a lot of stuff. No, I have not done this. No, I have never been in a spot to where I've tried to do things. Really, never really been like that. But I do pay attention. That's why I'm addressing this, because it all ties into the health. Guys, I'm serious as a heart attack. Don't let anybody gaslight you into doing that, because take my words and then do your own research on it. You'll see for yourself where all these professionals are begging people don't call, because it's a trap. It's a setup to get you in the system. You're screwed. It's all I want to say about that, because I'm not a doctor and I'm not here to give any kind of expertise advice, but I'm going to throw my 2 cents on that one. I'm going to beg you guys, reach out to somebody else. Do not call no agencies, no government, nothing, because I'm telling you, if I saw it and heard it and everything with my ears and my eyes, you guys can too, where it's not good. So with that being said, fellas, I want to jump into this real quick. Our sons have no spaces and no places. As men, we have nothing and nowhere anymore. Every single thing that we have had in our history, our past, our teachings, traditions, and everything has been hijacked, stolen, destroyed by those disgusting, wretched Jezebel succubi filth. So if us men have nothing and nowhere, what in God's name makes society think that our sons do? Where in the hell are our kids supposed to go to be kids or to be boys? Again, not to be negative towards anybody who has daughters or girls or whatever. I'm not in that boat, and nothing personal. I really don't care, because I know what your setup is. They get a get out of jail free card. The whole world caters to them. So I'm here for the ones that don't have nothing, nobody, and know what kind of hell on earth they're going to be growing up and living in. Let's get back to that. They have nothing and nowhere. Where are they supposed to go? Where? Where? Let's start with the Captain Obvious, which you can go either way. You can go to the entertainment and sports, or you can go sports entertainment. We'll go the entertainment first. We'll go, when I was a child, we had cartoons, man. You could watch cartoons, like actual cartoons with no BS in them. with a little 30 minutes or an hour of laughing and being a kid, it was fun. It was enjoyable. There's no such thing as that anymore. My kids are not kids. So no, I'm not well versed per se in what goes on. But I'm here to tell you, I know what my sons watched back in when they were kids compared to what is on now. I think my sons would pull their hair out if they were kids today and were forced with this nonsense. They have nothing. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Put on the TV or the movie? You're gonna be prepared to sit there through a whole hour and 45 minutes to 2.5 hours of nonsense just to make sure your son's not being brainwashed into taking his eggplant in a freaking garbage disposal and getting rid of it? Or brainwashing him into messing with his face and his nails and his hair and doing all that nasty stuff? Or what are they supposed to sit there and listen? Told they're POS, useless, garbage, and they're stepping stones for women? They need to sit back and shut up and I'm strong and independent and I got this. What are the sons supposed to be watching here? These masculine women going out here and beating up 6'7", 250 plus pound men with 0.08% body fat? I mean, what is this? What kind of projection are you putting in our minds of our sons here? I say again, what spaces do our sons have? What? And miss me with this nonsense of, oh, well, go put on stuff from the whatever time period. We all know how the co-parenting or the whatever works with these mothers. You can't be sitting here and sneaking whatever stuff and the kid goes and learns and watches something and then accidentally slips up and the dumb mother finds out what you were doing. You're screwed. It was that way when I had to deal with this stuff. I can only imagine how much more worse it is now today. I say again, what are our sons supposed to do? Where is their escapes from reality? Where's their spaces? Don't even get me started with the music. Music is not what it used to be, and it's not what it was intended for anymore. It's trash. And I don't mean to offend anybody who's musically gifted because you don't know me. I don't run my mouth on any stupid social media because I don't have social media. And I recently discovered that somehow, some way, there's some crap attached to my YouTube account. And it better not. It better just be some bogus crap my son did. And that's all it better be because I don't have social media. Anybody who really knows me knows I don't have social media. I don't believe in it and I don't use it. Music. I'm so conflicted with that because music is important in our life. But what has happened to it and what they've done to it is filth. And I don't know what to tell any parent about how to go about doing the music anymore. I don't. You can't get a kid to listen to classical music. You can't get a kid to listen to instrumentals without the lyrics. You can't. You can't. And there's no such thing as a parent. And let's go ahead. I don't care who I offend. I know what these so-called parents are. They're weak-ass little you-know-what who don't parent. They just cater and coddle their kids because they don't want to hear their kids whine and they don't want to be called whatever behind their back at school or at these so-called social events because they told their kid no or because they didn't give their kid what they opened their frickin' mouth and demanded. Well, my parents were pretty good about that, and my sister and myself turned out pretty darn good. So you can kick rocks with that. Oh, well, you're a trash parent if you don't do X, Y, and Z. No, that's called being a parent. There's a big difference between being a friend and being a parent. And what I see in here today disgusts me. It's filth. It's filth. They're your children. They're not your friends. They're your children. You're supposed to kick their butt when they screw up. You're supposed to be mad at them when they disappoint you. You're not supposed to sit there and when they whine and cry, give in to it. So I don't know how to go. I don't know. All I know is what I've seen here today with these from anywhere from 9 to age 18. The way they dress, talk, and act is disgusting. A lot of it comes from the filthy music. I say again, where are our sons supposed to go for anything? They got nowhere to go. Because even the music is going to tell them that they're trash, or it's going to tell them that they're not dark enough, or that they ain't got the bag. You can kick rocks with all of that. I want to talk so much about that stuff, but I don't want to lose my privileges on this platform. But I know what the music and the entertainment's done to my culture. I know what it's done to our kids and our women. I know what it's done. You can kick rocks with all this Caucasian people are the racists, you stupid lying pieces of crap. I know where the real racists are. I know where all this comes from. I know what happened to my culture, and I know who and what, when, where, and why did it. Protect your sons. I'm telling you this from experience. Protect your sons. You better be invested and involved in what they are consuming, and I do mean as far as all the entertainment. The phone, to the TV, the internet, the music, the movies, the everything, the memes. You better. And you better darn well be actively involved in preventing this brainwashing on this racial nonsense. You better stop your sons from trying to act and talk and dress like something and somebody they're not. Don't let this feminized bullcrap destroy your sons because of social media and the entertainment industry. Don't let it happen. I'm telling you this. Especially you fathers out there with sons in urban areas and cities. You better get your head out of your wazoo and put it on a swivel. Because you let your son go and talk and act and dress like that, you're not going to like where they end up. You take it from somebody with experience. I was born in the 80s, which means I grew up in the 90s. I know what I'm saying, what happened to my culture and what the dangers are. I know where the real racism is. Our sons got nowhere to go. I know they got nowhere. Everything and anyone's against them. You about sports? You can forget it. What are you gonna what since the mid 90s when I want to say it was 96 or maybe 2000 when the Summer Olympics came out with their dream team. I pretty much knew that sports was going to change permanently, and it's only declined ever since. I could start with all the acronyms for all the major sports in North America. I know what the acronym for the NFL is. There's multiple acronyms. The No Blank League, the No Fun League. I know what the NBA, I know what those acronyms are too. I get into all that crap. They've taken all the sports and everything that we were supposed to love and enjoy as kids. And maybe if you're good enough, you enjoy them in college and play them in college. And if you're really good, you went to be a professional. It's all a circus now. It's all a clown show for these stupid, dumb mothers to take and dabble all their useless, wasted money. And half of these kids, and I'm sorry, but because my sons were in this, they're not extremely gifted athletes. You're wasting the time and the money and our child support and alimony money on this social media crap. That's all this is attention. You're attention whores. You're exposing our sons to this crap for your own validation, and kick rocks with that. And that goes into the same thing with the bullcrap holidays. Screw your Halloween, screw your Thanksgiving, especially screw your Christmas, your New Year's. You can take Valentine's Day and shove it. All that crap has destroyed our sons. But the sports makes me sick because I was very gifted in sports and I got that from my father. I know what sports is supposed to be, and I know what it was because I was born into that. And I do mean that. I was born into it. I was extremely gifted. No, I didn't get my father's size and height and all that. I got everything else. I just had to put it into a sport that my dad didn't play. And I got very good. But I saw what was going on and what was happening. And America was the first. Sports used to be pretty cool, used to be kind of equal and kind of fun, and if you were good enough, you did have to have the finances, yes. Nowadays, I wouldn't want to be a part of it because of the clown show with them stupid, pathetic, weak mothers. I can't even enjoy my sports on the internet anymore because of you pathetic, weak men and fathers who cater and suck up to these disgusting women. I can't even say anything on the stuff that I enjoy because you pathetic people simp and you worship these disgusting, filthy women. And then anytime a father or a referee or a coach agrees with me, you weaklings cancel them, and then I get in trouble for calling out the truth. I'm not ashamed, nor do I care if you ban my account, because I'll be back one way or another. But you make me sick. You make me sick allowing your sons to be used as tools and pawns for your validation. There's no safe sports anymore, man. There is no safe sports. Maybe if you live in certain parts of America, and I'm talking probably the Midwest, anywhere, I'm going to say Indiana, West, and then when you probably get to Colorado, California, you can forget it. But the Midwest, maybe Texas, I don't want to say the South because I follow sports pretty well, and it doesn't seem pretty legitimate there. It seems all catered to one part. But I really don't know what to tell you. It just seems there's nothing safe, and it doesn't seem enjoyable anymore for our sons. Because I think the sons are starting to see what this crap is. They're being forced into a lot of it. And then it's misery. Because they're not the right color. They're not big enough. They're not ghetto enough. And there's a big difference in the attitudes and behaviors. You can have 2 or 3 kids who are raised halfway decent and know a little bit of right and wrong, and then nobody else will want to be around them or play with them or pick them for their team because they know a little bit of right and wrong and they don't act like a clown. So therefore, they're blacklisted. I've seen all this, and it makes me sick. So you'd rather not include the 1 or 2 kids who are actually decent because they don't act like fools and they don't talk like gangbangers? So therefore, they don't get picked or they don't get to participate. Yeah, you can miss me with that. Our sons have no place and no spaces at all. It makes me sick what happened to sports. That used to be the one thing where you could get all your crap out. And I'm talking as experience. I'm not 6 foot. I'm not 6 foot. And I'm not 200 some pounds. I don't have a 6-pack. I don't have 50-inch biceps. Sports was my out of everything. My energy, my anger, my testosterone, everything. I mean, it was my out of everything. My out of the hatred to my family, the out of my anger and everything to my sister, to my mother. It was my out of everything. And it was also how I learned to be okay as being a boy and becoming a man. How I became comfortable with girls. How I became comfortable with bottling up things and then exposing them on the playing field or the practice field. And it also taught me how to survive. And that there's a lot of bigger fish in the world. You're going to have to learn to swim with them and yeah, you guys get where I'm going without cussing. But today, I don't see any of that. It's all a clown show. And I hate it. They can't even play video games anymore, guys. Our sons can't even sit there and play video games. And I thoroughly freaking enjoyed doing it with my kid. I loved it. Sure, there were days I was furious that that little turd spent my money off my card on the when he figured out how to do it. That little turd bird was not even out of diapers. And I'd be at the golf course. I'd come home at 3:30. He'd have $90-some off my card. And he'd have the most souped up, decked out entire gear on Call of Duty or Halo. I know when video games were video games and when it was okay. Because I lived it and I thoroughly freaking enjoyed it with my sons. Today, I wouldn't know what to do and I wouldn't waste the money. Because here's a little pro tip, fellas. This isn't like it was when I had my son in 2004, 2005. When you bought the hardware and the software, you owned it. Why don't you guys go ahead and start reading those TOS, Terms of Service, and those agreement things you click the accept and okay on? Let me revive some real news for you. Much like your cell phones, you guys don't own those $1,000 PS5s and your Xboxes. You guys are leasing the hardware with the understanding they can deny you service at any given time, moment, place, anything without any reason. They can deny access to the software, which is the game, because you don't own it. You're leasing it. Pro tip, start reading what you guys are accepting and clicking on. Because I may be the poorest of the poor out of all of us, and I may have never been included in anything and never had no family and no whatever, but I've become very intelligent. And because I don't have people barking down my neck and screaming at me and telling me what to do, I got all the time in the world to read every legal thing, every agreement, every little piece of thing they want to take from me. I have all the time to read it and understand it. You used to be able to kind of build up towards passing down traditions and spaces and gatherings to our sons of what they could look forward to as they got older. What the heck are we supposed to do today? I honestly don't know. Used to be able to go to the arcade and be a dude. Used to be able to go bowling and hang out and do stuff. Can't do anything today. You can't. And then half of the kids are so overweight and obese and messed up on medication, they don't leave the house. And you got to stop brainwashing our sons and telling them they got to accept this and everything is equal and everything is hunky-dory. Because that's a lie. I'm not telling you that anybody's son is better than anybody else's, but if my sons are 17, 18 years old, they only weigh 170 or 160 pounds, and they're 5 foot whatever, they're in pretty good size and health for their age and everything else. Their body fat is whatever, and their heart and their respiratory system's in good. Well, they are a step above a majority of kids their age today, where when I was my kid's age, all of us were equal in our health. It's not the same playing field today. Thank you, stupid single mothers. Thank you. I say again, our kids have no spaces and no places. There's nothing. Anywhere they go, they're going to be attacked. I don't understand why they're doing this. Because probably what's going to happen is more and more are going to get older. They're going to find ways to leave. They're going to find ways to leave. It breaks my heart that the boys can't be boys. They can't watch a show without being beat down. They can't listen to a song without being told they got to give their money to a woman or they got to worship this. They can't even watch a movie about how a young man or an older man goes through something and, has an absolutely hellacious time, but somehow digs himself out of it the right way and goes on to be the hero or the protagonist or the success story. What do they get instead today? They get told to sit there in the corner and watch the stunning and brave, strong, independent woman or single mother. And you better take care of her kid and you better go buy the bag for her. All they do is beat our kids down and show them that there's nothing to look forward to. This is the mother's fault. This is mostly the mother's fault because they want this. How can you sit there and have a son and tell your son to go to practice or the game, but you better not do this and you better not talk like XYZ. So you better more or less lay over like a little beep and get beat to death? Guys, I had a pretty feminine mother. Like she was a woman. Like she didn't act like no dude. But my mom never once in a gazillion years ever told me to lay over like a bee and get beat down. My mother would get in my grill and she would tell me, you better get your head out of your wazoo or I'll whip your butt for you. And you think that I listened? You darn right I listened. I wasn't about to get my ear drugged down and my mom whipped my butt in front of everybody because I acted like a girl. Heck no. I got my head out of my wazoo. It took me a couple minutes usually, but I straightened up and I acted like a boy or a young man. And if that means I got my butt whipped, I got my butt whipped, got back up, looked over to make sure she wasn't coming to whip my butt, and then I went back and tried to better myself. Today, jeez Louise, man. Some of this, jeez, you guys get it. If the men have no spaces and places, what makes us think our sons do? I don't know, guys. This is something that upsets me because I think the mental part of this is going to get a lot worse. A lot sooner than people want to admit. Hope you guys have a good day. It's good to be feeling like myself. Sound like myself. I appreciate you guys. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your sons. If you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. This has been Reviving Real News.